Okay, we're going to look at some more word problems. The first set of problems are about percentage. And let's just read this. An estimated 3 out of 25 men are left-handed. What percent of the men are left-handed? Well, first you make a fraction, 3 out of 25, so 3 over 25. Percent means per 100. It means a number divided by 100. So what you have to do is you've got 25 here. You've got to turn it into 100. So you go 25 times 4 is 100. And since you multiplied the bottom by 4, you've got to multiply the top by 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 over 100 means 12%. 100 is cent, 12%. Okay, that's the first type of problem. The next one is about integers. Now, here's the word problem. Mount Everest has an elevation of 8,848 meters above sea level. The Mariana Trench's deepest point, it's in the ocean, I think, way deep in the ocean, is 19,842 meters lower than the top of Mount Everest, okay, than the height of Mount Everest. How many meters below sea level is the deepest point of the Mariana Trench? So that way down in the ocean. Well, what you do, you could put it on your calculator. You'd go 8,848 minus 19,842, and your calculator would say negative 10,994 meters. So that the deepest point in that ocean, in that trench in the ocean, is 10,994 meters below sea level. But if you look at it on a number line, here's Mount Everest way up to the right on the number line, 8,848 to the right of zero. There's sea level. Well, if you subtract 10,000, if you subtract, not 10,000, if we subtract 19,842, 842, if we subtract that from the 8,848, we get how far it is below sea level, minus 10,994. And it kind of makes sense. See, 8,848 is what it is above. There it is below. If you actually add those two numbers together, it would equal this 19,842. But when you subtract, you go to the left on the number line. So this number line kind of illustrates what's going on with the integers. So you can take a close look at it and see if you can make sense of it. When you subtract, you go to the left on the number line. Okay. Here's the last type of question. Here's a word problem. The number of bacteria in a petri dish is multiplied by a factor of 1.2 every hour. There's initially 500 bacteria. Which expression gives the number of bacteria after 3 hours? Well, you're looking at all these things. Well, there's your 500. All the 4 possibilities have 500. But if I added 1.2, I would just get 503.6 or something. This one just doesn't seem right to me. It just doesn't seem right to me. But it says it's multiplied by a factor. Well, this one looks right. 500 times 1.1.2, that would kind of be for the first day, or first hour. It says every hour. There'd be the second hour. There'd be the third hour. That one kind of makes sense. Because, and let's just do it on a calculator. You might want to do all these things on a calculator and see what you get. Let's take a look at this one. 500 times 1.2, you'd have 600 after the first hour. Times it by another 1.2, then you'd have 720. Times it by your third 1.2, you'd have 864 bacteria. This is exactly what's going on. What's going on. And this makes sense for where the bacteria would. You'd start with 500, you'd multiply it 3 times. Actually, 1.2 to the third power. That's why it's an exponent. And you get 864. So B is your answer. These other ones, if I add the 1.2, I'll be going 500 times 3.6. I won't get nearly that big. I won't get that number. and it'll give me something else doesn't work. And gee, this option, these A and D look the same anyways, but B is the right answer here. Okay, well, that's it. Hope it helps. And you can try all the word problems on those three topics yourself and see how it goes.